Now, even under the bright and sunny Philippine heat, our next guest rocks her own dark and mysterious style. Now, she's a Gothic artist who's been inspiring young people online to stay true to themselves no matter what others say or how warm it gets outside, because for her, goth isn't just a look, it is a statement. Let's welcome XYVIA right here on The Hangout. And it's a beautiful day, Zyga. Thank you so much. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
First of all, you look fantastic. This is my
you
first.
do.
This is my first ever interview with someone who is in the goth subculture. So
Yes.
help us find out how you discovered this part of you, because here in the Philippines at least, I'm not too familiar with a lot of people into this goth subculture.
So it started when I was 5 years old. Actually, I was a really girly girl back then. So I would play like dress up games online. And one day I just so happened to stumble across this one vampire dress up game, and that's where it began. Actually, I ever since then I'd been obsessed with it. I've been obsessed with vampires or anything dark, and grotesque and scary, and over the years, like through YouTube and stuff like that, and through stuff that I'd watch, I would soon discover the term for that pala is goth. And back then, I thought na goth only meant yung aesthetic, yung style, pero hindi pala. Later on in life din, like in my teenage years when I was 16, I would soon discover that being goth was actually more about the music and the ideologies rather than the fashion and the aesthetics. So it was only when I was 17 that I started actually embodying being goth and following the lifestyle. And that's when I started dressing the part as well. That's when I started listening to the music, the whole thing.
Right.
And I didn't just do it because I wanted to, be that way, or
Yeah.
just because people would find it interesting or something like that. I actually found it cool myself, and I found it interesting myself. So I delved deeper into it, and here I am now.
So everything started when you were 5 years old.
5 years old, yeah.
Wow. So can you describe, that moment when you looked in the mirror and then you were in full goth look and then you said to yourself, yep, this is me.
Oh, I think it started out first, like literally when I was just in my room, bored, out of my mind, and I decided to do makeup and I decided to dress up, and I looked in the mirror, said, you know what? I feel like myself in this. I feel like this is
Yeah.
who I am and this is how I want to present. And so that day I actually decided to go out for the first time looking like that. In spite of course, deep down being scared of what other people might say.
Yeah.
I just did it anyway, just because I felt good being that way. And surprisingly, I did get positive feedback from people when that happened.
Because it is a big jump, no? Because you said you started as a girly girl.
Yes.
And then now with this look,
I
that's
mean-
a big shift.
I mean, not just that. Let's be fair. It's hard not to notice. I mean,
That's true.
it's hard
Yeah,
not to
yeah.
notice. But at the same time, hindi ba masyadong mainit? Because it is really dark. You're
Especially
wearing
the
a leather
makeup.
jacket right now. Your
Yes.
makeup has to
The
be
makeup,
very
yeah.
heavy. There are so many weather considerations to consider here. Just how do you cope with all of that?
So, usually naman, I don't really dress this way, especially kung mainit talaga. I make sure to dress according to the weather. Pero there are some times na matigas ang ulo ko, so I don't like care na about the weather as long as I
Okay.
look cool.
Oo, is ganda.
yeah.
Ganda, yes, true.
I have a question. How long does it take for you to put that particular look on your face?
This one took me about an hour and 30 minutes, I guess.
An
Back then, it
hour
would
and
take
30
me-
minutes.
Yes. Is that long?
Well, you were
Well, yes.
you were up earlier than me. That's all I could say. But yeah, go ahead, Anne.
Do you feel more confident in your skin whenever you're dressed up in goth?
I do feel way more confident this way because it instead of um instead of it feeling like a facade, because the makeup and the
Yeah.
heavy
Mm,
dressing and
mm,
everything, um from an outsider's perspective, it would look like it's just a facade, it's me masking something.
uh-huh.
But instead of it being that way, I feel like instead it's bringing out something in me, it's bringing out who I truly
Mm,
am.
mm.
And how I look is how I feel inside, so it does make me feel more confident.
Xavier, we're looking at all your photos, we're looking at your
Hmm.
different pieces of content, and it looks, yeah, I mean, like it looks scarily thrilling. I don't know what way
That's
to
great.
describe. I don't know what other way to describe it, but there is. I don't know if it's a misconception. Maybe it is a stereotype. But then when we think of
Hmm.
goths, it's normally dark, aloof,
Mm,
a bit negative maybe
yeah.
sometimes when you take a look at their outlook. I mean, talking to you, it feels different though because
I'm glad.
you're
I'm very glad.
And you're
your
very
aura
pleasant,
your aura
right?
isn't dark
Talking to you
and
right now.
yeah black. I mean, what are the biggest misconceptions?
So, hold on. Let me take up my lashes. They're falling off right now.
Oh, tatanggal pa ng
um,
lashes on air.
okay.
Okay.
So, one of the biggest misconceptions is definitely that people think we're, dark and brooding and aloof. Um, and one thing worth mentioning as well is that people, especially Filipino people, they think anyone dressed darkly or um, kind of scarily
Mm, mm.
is evil
Yeah.
automatically, or demonic, or antichrist, or something like that. And it's really worth mentioning religion, because Filipinos are very conservative, and I find that their conservatism is very deeply rooted in religion, right?
Mm,
And so
mm.
they see anything different, anything that's basically like me, they see it as something that goes against the religion. But
Mhm.
as far as I know, the Bible does not state anything about this being against it.
Okay.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
not like I am disrespecting it as well, because there are many religious imagery incorporated into the goth aesthetic. We're talking about the aesthetic now.
Yeah.
um, there's a lot of religious imagery in it as well, and it's not meant to disrespect, it's meant to appreciate, actually. So that's a very big misconception.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask because as a Gothic artist, your style incorporates these religious
Yeah.
symbols in creative
Yes.
ways. How do you react to, or how do you respond to people saying that it's quite controversial or disrespectful?
Mm-hmm.
And those symbols, what do they mean to you personally?
So for example, I don't have Christian imagery on me right now. I
Mm,
do have Egyptian. I have this, I don't know if you can see it, this symbol on my forehead. It's an
yes.
ankh,
Ankh, yeah.
and it symbolizes eternal life. So it really resonates with me, especially as somebody who has dealt with lots of mental health issues,
Right.
mainly depression and stuff like that. So, um, this being this being on my face right now, is basically something that empowers me, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I don't know if it's like okay to mention, but back then I really struggled, and I would have these
Oh.
negative thoughts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm,
this is basically like a screw you to those negative thoughts that I'd have back then.
I understand,
So
yeah.
that's one example of how I use certain imagery in my look to really bring out what I feel inside and how I think.
I want to now know. First of all, that's a wonderful story,
Thank you.
especially finding ways to combat any mental health
yeah.
issues with the way you express yourself. I think that's a very important thing. But
Mm.
also, I'm actually really curious about the reaction you get, not just from people outside your own inner circle, but your family as well. Did you just go up to your family members in full makeup and just treat it like a normal day? How was that all like?
Yeah, so that happened quite gradually. I didn't just do it like all of a sudden, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Growing up naman, my family knew that I was quite different and I liked dark things, scary things. So it didn't really come as a shocker to them when I finally expressed myself in this way.
Uh-huh.
But I really, I'm a very socially anxious person, so I'm scared of what other people would say.
Mm-hmm.
So I really tried my best talaga to work my way slowly in
Okay.
introducing them to this new look of mine. But they've actually they have some things to say here and there, but I guess they've gotten used to it, and they even allowed me to have my dream debut, Gothic
Mm.
debut. So
No.
that was like
Oh,
the one
whoa.
event,
Okay.
that was the one big event in my life na I went all out talaga na goth talaga in front of my whole family.
Wait, what?
And
Oh, sorry. I have a
yes,
question. I want to jump in.
go on.
What were your 18? 18 what? Because like we have
Oh,
18
18
roses. What
roses,
did you
18
have?
candles, yeah.
18.
18 what?
I had 18 candles, of course. Candles
Uh-huh.
are very gothic. I
Okay.
Yes.
also had 18 roses, but black roses.
Black
Black
rose. I knew it.
roses.
Of course. Yes. And I really wanted to have 18 bluebells, but well, it was out of budget.
But that is so cool. So you attend family occasions, family events
Yes.
dressed like that?
Yes, yes.
Oh, that's so
Even
Okay,
cool.
so
Christmas
there's-
events.
Those are your parents, I think we have on screen right now.
Yeah.
And they are not
Aw.
in goth yet. Can you convince them one day to
I
join
think that's
you?
the closest they can
for
get
a
to
goth
looking
Tried,
goth.
actually.
You've tried.
Yeah.
I tried.
Wala pa. Okay, we're gonna wait
Wala
for
pa.
that and kindly do send it over once it does happen. That will be so great. But when we talk about outside reactions, are there any reactions that stick to you in a good way? With the way that you expressed yourself, with the way that you have really showcased this particular style.
Yes, usually the most nice sa feeling, the reactions
Mm.
that I get are from older people, from elderly people.
Oh,
Kasi,
really?
when you think about elderly people, usually sila ang mga pinaka-conservative, 'di ba?
Uh-oh.
So when you hear nice things from them, especially about like how you look and then you're different, it feels nice. It really feels like they're looking past everything they've grown up with, all the conservatism, all the conformism, all the conformity. I mean, it's like you know there are people pala that appreciate me kahit na
Mm.
from different age groups. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mhm.
nice to feel that.
Okay.
And we appreciate you. We love hearing your
You.
story. We wish we had, more time to get to know you more.
Yeah.
Punta na lang tayong Cebu and then let's meet up with,
I want to buy her more of those portable fans kasi feeling ko kailangan niya eh. Pwede ba i-embed na sa suot niya?
No.
Kasi grabe.
Ano yan, for sure. Sweat-proof, waterproof makeup.
Oh yeah.
Right, girl?
Dapat.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
But
Absolutely.
before we let you go, we ask this final question to our guests. Our show is called Beautiful Day, so what makes your day beautiful?
What makes my day beautiful? Oh, you're asking me.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, honestly, what makes my day beautiful are the people around me. Despite being a person that's very socially anxious, very scared of what people will say, I still try my best to see the good in people, to see the best in people. And when that is shown, when that is evident, it brings me so much joy and happiness. And when people see me for who I am, that's something that really makes my day beautiful.
That is such a beautiful answer. And she's saying that in
you.
her goth look.
I know. I mean, I was gonna say for some people this might be a disconnect, but it's so great that we're making the proper connections this time around. Thank you so much for joining us, Gothic artist
Thank you so
Xayvia.
much.
We showed her TikTok and the rest of her socials a while ago, so do give her a follow there. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.